Hey everybody, happy Friday, even though the day is almost completely over because I've procrastinated making a video because I wasn't honestly really sure what to talk about in this video. I was gonna upload last week and I apologize that I didn't, but I got pretty sick. But it gave me an extra chance to think about what I wanted to talk about. And this week I kind of wanted to get into being transgendered and the workplace. So, before I moved out to Washington, I lived in Kentucky and I worked at a gas station, and I actually was almost fired slash forced to quit for being transgendered, and that really sucked. I actually had someone from Human Resources come in and talk with me, and they were extremely rude and just had no respect for a trans person at all. Thankfully, right now, I do work for a company that has been pretty good about me being transgendered. The company itself and certain individuals have been very understanding and very sympathetic to a lot of the things that have gone on in my workplace. Unfortunately, even after being where I've been at for almost 2 years, a lot of people still have a problem with pronouns and constantly are calling me she. And that definitely has been something that's really bothered me over the last 6 months, especially because I have now been with that store for just shy of 2 years now. And to me, it's becoming a respect issue and an ignorance issue more than anything else, because no matter how many times I correct somebody or ask them to please stop calling me she or to please try harder with pronouns, the same people just keep messing it up. And of course, they're, in turn, makes my dysphoria go through the roof, and it's making my workplace pretty unbearable lately. I mean, there are pros and cons. I do get to use the men's restrooms. I do, even though my name is not legally changed, they did give me a name badge that has Cameron on it instead of my legal name. What else? They, have been, some people have been pretty good about trying to correct other people's behavior, and especially the pronoun thing. If they see it happening and especially if they're management, they do try to correct it. But the more time's gone on there, the more, I've just realized that I'm just swimming in a sea of ignorance at work. Like, I got told by my store manager that there were complaints about how I was quote unquote out of dress code because I was wearing capris. Yet in our dress code it says nothing about capris being gender specified in them, and it's like, why are you so concerned about my dress code? Like, where I work, dress code is a big issue and it's addressed all the time. So you'd think that person would realize that if it's an issue, management would have already spoken to me and told me to go home and change. But it was just like, after I got told that multiple people in one day were complaining about such a thing, like, it's just ridiculous, you know? And then comes into play customers. They call me he, and then start calling me she again, and it's just like, it sucks, man. Like, being pre everything is just, it can be really terrible sometimes and really disheartening. But thankfully, I have a wonderful wife who stands behind me 100%. And, you know, she'll help bring me back to reality and make me realize that, you know, these are just stupid people, and I can't let stupid people and their ignorance wreck my entire life. Otherwise, I'm just going to end up becoming a very angry person, and that's not something I want to do for myself or my wife, because I love my wife. And yeah, so my advice for anybody who is pre everything and in the workplace, you know, all we can do is take everything one day at a time. And there's going to be days where things are going to be disheartening, and there's going to be days where your dysphoria goes through the roof. But always remember that there are people there and people out there who care about you and love you, and that you can't let people's stupidity and ignorance bring you down. You have to find inside yourself that you are who you are, and you're okay with who you are. So screw what anybody else thinks and says, and you just come out on top of it all. And hopefully it'll help make your days a little bit easier. So, I am gonna end this for now. If you have any specific topics you would like me to talk about, please let me know in the comments below. And I will try to do my best to be back next week with a new topic.